Hello everyone, this is Enzo again, the Alliance for Loki, and today we're facing Hawk, not sure exactly how you say that, H-O-W-K. So I'm on path 7 and then 9 for section 2, so I'm going with my usual path 9 team, which is Emma and Mysterio, and then once again Quake as the all-purpose anti-flow champion that just everyone's using Quake. She's become the #1 champion or more because of the control flow node. And so this is actually the second time I've run this team. It's a little bit scary just because I'm not that good of a Quake player, and yeah, I'm always a little worried about using Quake in fights. But so I'm off to go do path 7 first, and so I go over. I always take the first fight linked, which is Bane, which makes me even more nervous just because Quake and Bane is a difficult combination, because if you do get hit, then you have Bane on you, and that's just a nightmare. So go ahead and throw on the usual boost. I've been running like the boost you can buy in the store, plus the 30%. And I go ahead and put a combat regen on. I scout this match and find it's annihilate, so even more worrisome. He's a pretty tricky defender. And so I wanted to have the combat regen just to offset the suicide damage. And so I go into this fight, and immediately I just sort of get confused and throw my heavy, and he hits me, and then I get backed up against the corner, and I'm starting to try to parry him. I got the degen on me, he hits me again, and I'm dead. I think that fight was about 10 seconds long, and just totally did not have control at all. Felt terrible, made a huge mistake at the beginning and compounded it with another mistake, and that was it. And so now I was really worried. I was actually already pretty worried about this fight just because of the difficulty of the defender. So you can't really parry him effectively because I think it has to do with his obliterate debuff. So sometimes you can parry him and sometimes you can't, and so it's hard to sort of do the parry Quake style. But anyway, for the first time ever, I buy the super big revive boost because I'm just worried about iteming out, to be honest. I also buy some of the bigger health potions too as well, just because I want to just heal her up without having to use too many potions. So I basically used 3 potions. I still have the regen active because the fight was that quick, and so I figure I can offset again some of the damage I'm not healing with the regen. So I go in the second time, just try to calm myself, think about what I'm going to do, and it starts much better. He has sort of an interesting, almost double attack at the beginning, so I just try to get to the wall as quickly as I can, and I start the heavy deck style, and this time it goes much better, and so it's going fine. I do throw a heavy sort of intentionally just to get him away from me because I felt that would be easier. I am worried about the degen, but I know he's going to be stunned, and so I'm just hoping on the stun that I can hit him, and it works out amazingly well. Like the countdown with Bane and Aftershock, you can see them, they're almost exactly the same. So just about the time that Bane gets put on me, it looks like there's a second difference. Then he's stunned by the Aftershock, so I can transfer it over. So I felt so much relief after that second battle. It went really well, and I was just so happy to get through it because, again, I just thought that I could item out, and we'd actually already itemed out on a different path, which we needed backup for, so I had to win that fight, else we would have been in huge trouble in this war. So now I have a 6-star champion. I go ahead and scout it. It's unawakened, and I find it's Dr. Sinister, another control champion. Well, actually, Nihilus was not control champion. He's just annoying defender. I go ahead and use a bunch of potions on Quake. Again, I'm not using it all the way up to full, just because I feel like if I lose the fight, I lose the fight. Like I get 5-hit comboed. I can still, it's like whether I get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5-hit combo, I can sort of survive. I feel like 1 hit, and then I can, I just have to keep on playing my game. So, yeah, a little bit nervous just because I've never really quaked against Dr. Sinister, so I'm always sort of learning the animations as they happen. But you can see I sort of got in the stun there. She is parryable, but I'm just going all in on the Quake, on the heavy deck style now. I do throw my heavy just because I like back them up. A little bit risky just because he could have gotten a crit, or I could have gotten a crit, and he get a lot of power, and then I'd have to sort of play around that or stun him. But not too worried about it. Do get clipped, and luckily he's only rank 1, so he's not hitting me all that hard, and getting into the style now and just doing my damage again, back him up just to feel like if I can get some space, I can finish the fight. Lucky I don't crit. I know I'm taking a big risk with those attacks. let's sort of offset that by if I do crit and he starts gaining power, I'll just have to bait out the attack. And potentially I could just go and attack and fight him normal until things calm down a little bit. So I'm willing to do it because I feel like the risk is worth the reward. So that's the end of my Section 1 fight. So now I'm off to Section 2. So Section 2 is the reverse controls because I'm running Path 9. And my first fight is against Mordo. And so here's where I have to make an interesting choice. I can either use Quake on reverse controls, he is a control champion, or use one of my Emma or Mysterio against him and just see if I can play through the control. So I go ahead and choose Emma. I sort of want to experiment with this. I do put on invulnerability. I mean, given the control node and the fact that he has that power gain that he gets frequently, I just want to, be able to tank a special 3 if I have to, or maybe even 3 special 3s if I have to. So I'm trying to play as well as I can, given the fact that, every time I crit, which happens right off the start, he's going to be in control. So there it is. So I turn it off. And now he's going to get the power gain. So it's really tricky. I'm not even quite sure how the best way to play this is. I sort of wait till the power gain goes off. And he does throw his SP2, which is really helpful. I go back in, of course, instantly get the power control. So I'm sort of in the same state now. I'm just waiting for his power control to activate again. And then I'm going to try to bait out the special. So it's really a slow fight. I mean, just trying to manage the power. And here it gets really worrisome because he's not throwing his SP2. Finally, he does. And then attack into him. Again, he's got the flood. I figure I might as well go ahead and attack into him again because he gave me that opening. I missed the parry. And then I'm like, okay, just attack time. So I launch my SP2, hoping to kill him. It does not. And now he has the power gain, so he doesn't throw his SP3. Emma really doesn't have a long reach on her heavy. That's one of the hard things about her when fighting Mordo. It's like some characters with long reaches, like Void, for instance, you can always drain him, but the indestructible boost works perfectly. And then I get a quick intercept, and I'm not even caring about putting on the control on the power flood, and I just use my special 1 and kill him. So it went well. Again, there's only rank 1. If that was a rank 2 or a rank 5, I still think that's the better way of doing with it, but it is risky, really risky. Mordo in particular is hard because of his power gain. Now I have Mysterio. Mysterio is just sort of a normal champion. I go in with my Mysterio, so a little Mysterio on Mysterio action. Nothing too particular I want to worry about. I'd rather push him to his SP2 just because then I don't have to deal with the damage reflect in case I accidentally hit him, and it's much easier to dodge than the SP1. So that's sort of my strategy. The only problem with the SP2 is it drains my power, and I'm really trying to get to a SP3 as quickly as I can, just because then I have crazy damage. So it's, I don't know, again, a little bit of an interesting choice. Maybe going with the SP1 is better. I mean, either way, in this case, you have to wait out his sort of ghost form, and in the SP1, you have to wait out his damage reflection. So both have like some wait time after he throws a special. The nice thing about the SP2, of course, is I get to fight more between baiting specials, so it's a little bit of an advantage there. So I finally get him and have him again to a second SP2. He's great about throwing it. You can see the power drain. It's not huge, but it's enough. It definitely takes me down, I'd say, half a bar of power, it seems, and so it's pretty good. I guess I should think about using my SP2 more often. So I eat a heavy, and then I eat another heavy, just because I wasn't concentrating. Still have the indestructible boost on, so it absorbs both of those, but it's just really poor playing. I was just trying to, hold blocks so I could keep him hitting, so he wouldn't throw his SP1 as an SP2, but I decided just to go for it, and I managed to kill him. And so that fight, very straightforward, pretty easy in fact. And so those are my 4 fights for this war. 1 death, not too happy about it, but annihilate Bane combination is challenging, and I guess I continually need to practice that touchless style. So we did win this war, which is great. So this is the 7th war. Now we are 7-1, and 6-1, and yeah, we're doing well. And so hopefully our good luck continues. We're solidly in Masters now. I believe we're rank 5, so it's been a good season, and yep, we'll see what happens in the next war. So thank you all for watching. This is Enzo Eigen, the Alliance for Loki, wishing you a good day. Bye bye.